Hey guys, welcome back. As always, my name is Lazar and I'm just coming off of 8 hours and a 5 minutes right now stream where we played Duviri consistently. And I gotta tell you, my friends, I'm loving the update. It's been fantastic so far. Both me and my friends have been enjoying ourselves greatly. Now, not everything is hunky-dory. I'm gonna try to keep this vid as my thoughts on Duviri after like 8 hours, which should really only be considered as a preview. First of all, the actual gaming experience was great and I didn't really run into major bugs outside of something that caused us to lose a couple of hours of progression, which I will be getting into a bit later. The actual quest itself and going through the video was fantastic. The graphics are subjectively amazing and I enjoyed traversing the plains and kind of getting to know the story and the quest. The quest for me lasted for about 3.5 hours, but during this time I spent a fair amount of time gawking at things, simply staring at the world, see what they did, exploring the little houses of the Orokins and seeing if there's any secrets to be had and all whatnot. So I think if you're gonna be rushing through it, you can get it done in about 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half, something of the sort. The cave, the horse, it's amazing. I love it. It feels wonderful. It doesn't feel K-Drive. It doesn't feel slow, stilted, it feels natural, the motion is fantastic, and I love traversing Duviri on the cave. And it's got pretty good customization as well. The packs are a couple of hundred plat if you want to pick them up. If not, don't worry about it, you're getting yourself a cave for free because the update is 100% completely free, so you don't need to pay anything up front. The story was enjoyable, but when it comes to story, honestly, it's very subjective. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. The whole parallel universe, Dominus Frax controlling this side, it was cool. That said though, the one problem I have in gameplay was with the Drifter, because you will be playing through the quest with the Drifter entirely almost. You will have sections for your Warframe, but most of it will be on the Drifter, especially the important bits. Unfortunately, the Drifter has melee now, and the melee is extremely slow and clunky, especially if you don't invest any decrees into it. Now, the decrees are the roguelike element, the talents that you're going to be getting and will be resetting every time you start the whole loop again from the start. After you build a couple of decrees, it gets a bit better, but it's slow, it's stilted, it's cumbersome. I wouldn't be using melee on the Drifter. The range gameplay is as you would expect. After I completed the quest, we went into farm mode. And farm mode, well, I guess it's better to show you. From your orbiter or your Dermazone, you can select right here the Duviri experience, and you will have 3 options after you have completed your quest. And no, there are no prerequisites. You don't need to finish the new war, the old war, the 15th dream or anything of the sort. If you want to install Warframe and jump into Duviri right now, 100% you can do that, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a good time. The circuit is the Warframe path only. Essentially what happens in the circuit, you pick your Warframe from the ones that will be made available to you with the weapons that will be made available to you as soon as you start it, and you go from mission type to mission type. You're gonna go turn defense, to survival, to exterminate, and so on and so forth. This is the way you go if you want to farm the brand new incarnate adapters. Yes, you want the incarnate adapters, you do the circuit with your friends or you do it solo, it's entirely up to you. We had a bit of an issue here. We spent about 2 hours in Steel Path, and after 2 hours in, we were fighting enemies in level 2000, so the scaling of the enemy level was actually pretty good, and honestly, it felt fun for once, at least from my subjective point of view. But we did have an enemy get stuck, which caused us to try to do all sorts of shenanigans, like force ourselves into host migration, and we ended up having to alt F4. We lost all the progression, essentially everything that we got there. It wasn't fun. So I would advise, even though you want to show how rough and tough you are, do a couple of missions. Get up to level 1000, 2000, something of the sort, then extract, so you can keep your progress until they iron out all of these issues. Because if you're gonna play for a couple of hours and lose everything, you might get a little bit ticked off. Hopefully these issues will be ironed out, but it's Warframe, bugs will happen. The Duviri experience. This is what you do if you want the classic Duviri experience like you did in the quest. And I know what you're gonna say, dude, I don't care, just give me the incarnate adapters. You need resources. After you farm the incarnate adapter, you will need some resources to actually put your incarnate adapter into the weapon. Resources that can only be obtained from Duviri. And when I say Duviri, I mean strictly running around the open world with your Drifter. You gotta play this one as well to get those resources. It doesn't seem like to take a whole lot of time, but there you go. Keep in mind that the spirals that you're gonna see, joy spiral or envy spiral or happy spiral and all whatnot, have different effects on the world, but it shouldn't matter all that much to you. Simply go and farm the resources. When you're out and about in the open world, everything that you see that is glowy, shoot it and pick it up off the ground. You will need those resources. And the lone story, you should just do this. This is just for the story. This is just one time, one thing. That's it. So if you're going into the open world to farm resources, Duviri Experience. Do you need them? Yes, you do. You want the adapters, the incarnate adapters, you go for the circuit. And when you go for the circuit, you're going to be able to select your steel path and your normal path. Now, I already selected mine. Normal path if you go normal mode. We didn't go normal mode because these just offer things that I already have. But if you don't, you can get yourself a Warframe, you can get yourself some nice mods that you will be needing, some arcanes. The steel path one is the one for veterans that want the new stuff. I'm talking about the brand new incarnate adapters for the Bratton, for example, and the Paris, because I selected the Bratton and the Paris. When you first get to this screen, the game will ask you, okay, which one of these incarnate adapters do you want? You'll have a selection of 5. You're going to be able to choose 2. First time, you're going to get this: Bratton, Leto, Kunai, Paris, Scana. These 5. And because the stream voted on it, we went for the Bratton and the Paris. That's your option. As for the normal path, again, this doesn't really matter all that much. And that's pretty much it. The only issue we really had was that progress reset. Again, it happens. I don't think it's a big deal. I think it will get ironed out. The actual gameplay loop, going from mission type to mission type to mission type, with the decrease that will pump up your power severely and it will make some wacky builds possible, was honestly fantastic in execution. And it was great and fun right up until the point we crashed. It happens. Hopefully in time these will get ironed out. And that's pretty much it. Now I believe that a whole lot of you fantastic people got the following question. Okay man, tell me, which Bratton do I use the adapter on? Because you see, the adapters actually give different buffs depending on the weapon that you're going to be selecting. It's a really tough battle between the Bratton Prime and the Bratton Vandal. But for that, I got a separate guide for you, a separate vid. Click the cards right now. As always, my name has been Leyzar. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, favorite, share, and subscribe only if you enjoy the content. If you got any feedback for me, let me know in the comment section down below. If you got any questions, again, we have fantastic people in this community that will answer your questions. If not, you can join us on Discord and try to seek out information there. That's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. I guess I should have said if the update is worth playing. Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. Like, it's 98% awesome. And 2% bugs.